Yeah, hang on.
So
Water.
I'll just wait for him.
You can start recording.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
I think we are recording. Yeah. This is what every show is gonna start like, just me waiting for it to like show that we're recording. All right. Anyways, we are back and better than ever. Again, mine is GRD, Boston's Big Three.
Where is he? How's it Boston's Big Three if he doesn't come on here for the last month?
Like, GRD's Ray Allen, he left, and Rondo stepped up to be the Big Three. So Wes is our Rondo.
I'm okay with that. We've both got oddly long fingers and alien-esque faces. So,
anyways, episode 10, yo, we are back. Me, Wes, and Babs. This just might be the permanent show. Who knows? Hot seat is GRD.
Whoa.
That's a hot take right there.
I'm not trying to take anybody's role on this team. I just do my job.
He didn't have a mic. He didn't have Wi-Fi. He didn't have a laptop.
Just like the Patriots, it's the next man up. You know, there's no superstar in Ride the Wave media. Some people think there is, but it's just the next man up mentality. You never know.
What if I'm one of those people that thinks there is? I think there's really too clear cut.
Tyler could be replaced by Caden next week for all I know.
Well, that's obvious. Yeah.
I don't have beef with Caden, but you guys keep trying to push the narrative, and I think he's so young, dude. You're molding his brain, and I get tagged in everything by Caden. Just like beating you. It's just some guy getting slugfest. I remember I got tagged last weekend or something like that. It was this guy just getting knocked out cold in the street. We didn't even talk about it. He just tagged me and he goes, "Me to you." I'm like,
I saw that
too.
This
is off the grid beef. All right.
Yeah, I showed that to my son.
Yeah, it's gonna be first Caden, then round 2. I'm gonna get Wes's son tagged, like Oklahoma drilling me. Anyway, speaking of next man up, David Andrews. Let's jump right into this before we get to the rest of the show.
David Andrews. You're not gonna give any love to 1 in 100.
Oh, you even complimented me for that. He knows.
The host has one job.
Listen, so I go, yeah, I do it all off the top because I'll have to check sometimes. So I feel as I'm doing this for no audience. Just kidding. We have a huge audience, in fact, because we just sold out our latest raffle for, what is it, Steelers Pats? Game 1 of the season. Yeah. We sold out almost right away. It was less than 24 hours, it seemed like. I could be very wrong with that, but it was really quick. We're doing another round. I know Spiking always promotes it on his channel, Ride the Wave Media. We always promote it. If you don't know about these guys at 1-100, it is the only online raffle website giving fans and experience seekers the chance to win tickets to live sporting events. Cough, cough. Patriots Steelers behind the Pats bench. That's the latest raffle up on our website. You can also go to concerts, music, festivals, and more. Whether it be from your desktop or mobile device, winning tickets to your favorite events has never been so easy and fun. Choose your desired event, purchase a raffle ticket into the draw, and you can be the lucky winner. Next man up, David Andrews. Bad.
That was a good transition.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I have to show our sponsor some love. This came out of absolutely nowhere. So what? He has blood clot in his lungs. His season's in jeopardy. His life could have been in jeopardy. It seems like he was back on the sideline now, doing a little bit better. But kind of news that came out of nowhere for a lineman that makes a big impact for this Patriots offense.
Absolutely. And, first off, the blood clot is very serious. I mean, it's a no timetable for return type ailment. So there have been 3 recent ones in the NFL. You got obviously David Andrews right now. Russell Okung, who is trying to come back from one, had one back in June, but he hasn't taken a snap in the preseason yet. You had a Bengals lineman a year or so ago who retired, and then the biggest example being Chris Bosch. This is one of those things. Yeah, this is one of those things where, I mean, we hope for the best. We hope for his health, but it is, I doubt he's going to come back this year, and he hopefully can, but it ultimately might not be up to him whether or not he gets to come back ever.
It's a good sign that he was in the hospital and came right out. He's already on the sidelines, but like you said, there's no timetable to return. It could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. It could be the full season. We don't know. It all depends on his body, but we've seen some good signs that at least he's not hospitalized. Like you said, just came out of nowhere. I mean, this is a bigger shock than Andrew Luck retiring, which we'll get into a little bit later. I think it is. But you know what? Again, next man up mentality. It really does suck. That's a big loss for the Patriots on the O-line. But you know what? They have Scarnecchia. They still have a good coach in offensive line. And you got Ted Karras, who's been on the team since 2016. There's obviously a reason that he's stuck around. He's a viable backup. He's going to slide in. And you know what I like? Spin zone here. hot take, Ted Karras is only slated to make $720,000 this year, and he's a free agent. What a better opportunity to slide right in and play a full regular season, all 16 games, show that you have it, and go get overpaid somewhere else. So Ted Karras, in his mind, if you're being put in this spot, you better be grinding, working hard, sleeping with Brady every single day, working on everything you can. So I believe in Ted. I mean, Andrews was a big part of that offensive line, but and this is what I said before the season started. My one worry was that offensive line, because you lost Trent Brown and then you lose your blocking tight ends. Now you lose your center. So like Wes, you said though, they still got Shaq Mason, who is still an MVP of that O-line. So as long as he can stay healthy, let's get through it this season.
Yeah, I mean, the center is always a huge loss. That's generally going to be the guy that helps get the linemen get their blocking assignments from play to play, especially when you're talking about when you're playing in a noisy environment. You know, center is a very cerebral position, and so it's a little bit differently played. So that's why you see guys like David Andrews coming in undrafted, and he just excelled as a football player. You know, he may not necessarily have the measurables of some of the other guys, the guards, the tackles on the O-line. But, yeah, center can be an unpredictable position when it comes to a new guy coming in. But you see the difference that a good center makes. I mean, he came in and stabilized the Pats. Look at, you know, Saints traded Jimmy Graham for Max Unger several years ago. Automatic, massive improvement. Atlanta Falcons brought in Alex Mack from the Browns a couple years ago. That's the year they went to Super Bowl 51. A good center makes a massive difference. So this is, you know, we'll see what Karras has, but Andrew's going to be tough to replace.
This is kind of like in baseball, how you always sign these big hitters. You sign the big offensive guys. You don't really care about the bullpen. Like, the bullpen's what keeps your glue together. You can have all these weapons on your outside, but if Brady has 1 second to throw the ball, it means nothing. This is kind of like a guy that, say you see Edelman down for the year. It's like, oh, who's Brady going to throw to? But you see a lineman down for the year. It's like, all right, we got 4 other linemen. Like, we could just interchange one in. It's like, that's not the case at all. You can't interchange the center into the offense. Like, this could be
people don't give that offensive line enough credit. Like, that was like when I steal my quotes from everybody else because I don't even have my own original thoughts. So like when I was on Good Morning Football and I said the offensive line is the MVP, you know, that was a Roondog quote. And it's true. Like last year, I mean, they protected Brady where Brady's giving them all this, you know, love and attention. Hey, there's no grass stain. That's what I love. With Brady being 42 years old, he needs that best offensive line possible because he takes that one bad hit. He could be done for the season as well. You know, I'm not too worried on the other side of the ball right now. Defense is going to win them a lot of games, but it does make you a little nervous going into the season without Andrews, and you're missing Trent Brown and Isaiah Wynn's like pretty much a rookie this year, and you don't know what your tight end situation is. How well is Brady going to be protected? He's got the weapons around him to throw to, but how well is he going to be protected? Because you know there's going to be 1 or 2 sloppy games for that O-line, just like last year when they played Nashville against the Titans. Trent Brown was a turnstile all game. So that's going to end up happening a couple times in the season.
Yeah, I think ultimately the difference is come playoff time this past year, we could run the ball because we had a power O-line, which the NFL's gotten really away from. You know, we have all these really finesse pass blockers, but when it comes down to the end of the season, having those healthy guards, tackles, guys that can make difference-making blocks in a playoff setting when it's cold and the defense is worn down and doesn't want to take another hit, that they were the MVP last year, Roondog said. And on the topic of Roondog, I was specifically requested today that I rip on Tyler an exceptional amount tonight. So
by who? Roondog?
By Roondog, yeah. So consider yourself ripped upon.
Me and Roondog have a weird relationship. We're boys. So like he's like one of the closest people I'm with at Ride the Wave, but we always go at each other. There's no way around it. I don't know.
I think people just like you because you're an easy target. We got Roondog.
Oh, I'm the easiest target. The Slenderman stick figure, inflatable wacky arm tube guy. Yeah, that's open season.
It's good. It's good. But we want to see what you can do on the court, so I'll play you one on the time.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna have to be happening.
Yeah, we'll broadcast that on
last week. We had Spike King unveil his new tattoo. Super Bowl 54 champs got it August 22nd, 2019. There's timestamps to prove it and everything. So no,
yeah, we did a better job this year with it.
Chuck Down gave us some love. The guy there was pretty cool. I liked him. I was talking to him for a bit. Overall, with us I think the event was pretty solid.
Yeah, it was a good time. The GM over there at 6th String gave us an 8 out of 10. I mean, that's not bad. There's, you know, Screw you guys, though. We've been wanting to plan this since August 1st. Actually, we've been planning this since the end of July, and I wanted a strict deadline of August 1st because we were going to Canton. And Wes knows all about this. He's been in the mix of this. It's just one of those things that this wasn't planned until 3 days prior to. So there was a little confusion when we hit the stage, but you know what? I give a shout out to Fitzy. He killed it. I didn't get to really listen to what he was saying because I was in the back getting warmed up, getting hyped up to go out there.
Good.
But he was good. And then I did my thing.
Patrick Chung line, dude. The Patrick Chung. Oh, we can even talk about that. Patrick
It's
Chung
very topical.
did cocaine. In trouble. We'll see what happens. Not good. But the one, like, he had the crowd going. Like, they was just feeding off him. Then he's like, what are we going to do out here? Go party with Patrick Chung in his New Hampshire house? And then everyone just could hear a pin drop. It was like,
he said something
and then he's like, oh,
about...
is that too soon? I heard there's like a rumor that the White Lions are getting removed off the field tonight, so that should make you feel better. But something like that, he got it right back. But I'm like, wow, he lost them.
You know what was great about that event was just, again, like, we're slowly building here at Ride the Wave, and we're trying to do these new things. And this is kind of our first real event that we put together, and we have so many great resources. We had a good turnout for Ride the Wave itself, and you know that there's going to be people at that bar anyways.
Yeah.
And
I'm hoping, even then, they noticed us then. Like, there was obviously a good amount of people that were just going to a bar. There happened to be an event there. We put on not show. It wasn't like a play or anything, but it was like, hey, this is us. Like, we're serious. We're here to stay around. And then, like, we had enough pull to get Fitzy. We had enough pull to get, like, a silver bullet. So it's like they connect their people in it with it as well.
No,
we should have done a play, though.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, puppets on the stage.
Imagine.
No. But again, you know what was great was just that a good turnout for everyone at Ride the Wave. A lot of our guys got to meet each other too as well.
Yep.
Some people that have been following us finally got to meet someone. I had one of the waitresses come up to me and goes, "Oh my God, is Killer Kev here?" I was like, "Yeah, go see the mayor of Charlestown over there." So it's just funny to see that stuff. But I'm hoping that it leads somewhere else. And you never know; it could go nowhere. It is what it is. You pick it up and go on to the next thing. But Best Buddies, they raised $1,300. They're happy. So and I was great to pull them in there. 1 in 100, man. He helped us out and get a VIP area. You should have saw Wes's dance moves later that night when he.
Yeah, I had to leave right before that. I saw the video. So we need to discuss this. When, how, why, what? Like, why are you so good at belly dancing?
Well, it's a genetic trait that I suppose has been passed down the line. But interestingly,
Hogan, man.
My mom can do it, and one of my 3 siblings can do it. I don't know. I've just been able. It's like rolling your tongue or something.
It is incredible. Like, that was the most genuine I've ever seen Kev laugh in that video.
Yeah, I think I discovered it when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I save it for special situations.
Wes, I need you to make an Instagram video, 60-second video, just at random at one point, all right? And you need to do hashtag never not dancing, and then Camille Kostek will see that and she'll share that because you have the moves. You need to put that out there. You should do for like the end of a video, just have like a camera with like your stomach, like you just see the stomach lining and like ride the wave and start belly dancing to make it look like a wave.
That'd be like zoom out, like have it be in and then zoom out and then we
the
we
guy
can
in
do
his
that.
kitchen counter just belly waving.
Yeah, I'm a big prop dancer. You know, like at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
the Hall of Fame, I was really working with that cup.
Yeah.
The balloon.
And even the chair. You had the chair going on too.
Yeah,
you got a $1 tip. Someone
I
came up.
A guy came up and gave me $1.
Right underwear.
At first, I was very confused. Well, no, I put it there. He like held it out. He tried to. I was like, "Get that away from me!" Then I was like, "Oh wait," and he was like, "Oh no, for you, for me." And then I took it, put it in my waistband.
And how about Carolyn Wall from Best Buddies saying you're from the Mass Pirates?
Oh yeah. So the coincidence was like all the stars aligned. She felt so bad. I walked up. You know, Brian walks up and she's like, "Hey, oh, so great, thanks for coming." And oh, you must be who's coming from the Mass Pirates. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not. But I see why you might say that. I tried to console her. I put in like 15 minutes of solid effort trying to console her that it was okay. And my feelings were not hurt. And I thought we made some progress. Then I came back by like 20 minutes later and she was still apologizing. I was like, oh man, she's really upset.
She said something else too, like on top of that,
she did.
I forget what it was on the top
I
of my head.
Doubled down.
She did double down.
She doubled down and said something else that was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
She was asking me about how I got there, and we had already, done the whole talking about the eye and stuff. She's like, well, you should have rented a car. I was like, yeah, remember like 10 minutes ago when I told you I don't drive?
Oh,
But
no.
I was like, you could not have picked a harder person to offend. Like, really, don't worry about it. It's okay.
She's a nice woman though.
She was very nice.
Cool. She's a
Yeah.
sweetheart.
Also, shout out Milk Tats for the tattoo himself. He flew out, right?
Yeah, so a lot of people have said that this came out a lot better than last year. So last year's, you know what happened? Again, I had to go to work at 3 p.m. and he came over my house at 11 in the morning. So we got it done in like 2.5 hours. And then when I went to work, I have to wear sleeves and it started bleeding through and he didn't really get to do the outline of it. So this time he knew that, hey, I have a lot of time. We took a couple breaks in between. So he can
touch up on the other one?
No, I mean, we're just going to leave it as is, dude. I mean, it's a story.
Won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
dude. He saves touch-ups for people like Post Malone.
Yeah,
that's something I learned. That's something I learned new about tattoo artists is that, like, if Post Malone's on tour and wants to look really sharp that night, he'll, like, find somebody to touch him up, like, through a reference or whatever.
You know what was good, too, is cool. I was laying on his table, and then I mentioned about who's famous that laid on that table other than me. So he's had guys like he's had a couple of NFL players. Post Malone's on there. He said Trent Brown couldn't fit on there. He's too.
He said Trent Brown wanted to, and he told me to lay on the couch.
Nah, he's a cool guy. I was talking to him.
I loved his pants too. He's wearing ramen.
Ramen pants.
It was also so hot out that day. He pulled up in a jacket and pants.
I feel bad for Milk because I told him this year that I want to, put his face out there a little bit more. I tried putting him next to me the whole day. They don't share him. They look at him like, who the hell is this crackhead? We don't want this guy on our platforms. I'm sorry, Milk. It's upsetting. You get those face tattoos and everything like that. You're high as fuck. Like they just don't want to put you out there.
Hey, do you know what I found crazy is the Silver Bullet can do his thing in 10 minutes. He was saying. Then I timed.
I noticed that he disappeared.
Now.
Like when I walked up, somebody was like, "Oh, I thought he was coming in character," and he was like, he was himself the whole time. Then all of a sudden, he disappears. Yeah, and like the next time I saw him, less than 10 minutes later, full bullet.
They said this on Part of My Take one time. They were like, They should be like a video series of following him, like his everyday life of work, to the point he turns on like the face mask to see like if he's a normal guy, like doing his 9 to 5, then he's like a super fan in like the Pats end zone, or like he has to go to work with the face paint on and everything.
And it's crazy because I know him a little well, and he's got a really good job, and he travels for work and everything like that. And then he's got the alter ego, It's like when we met Bruins Warrior, and he's got that alter ego of Bruins Warrior, and then he's just teacher. And you're like, that guy's a teacher? Like he shouldn't be a teacher.
High school teacher.
High school teacher. So.
Well, for someone who is not going to be coming to Foxborough this year, actually, I can't prove that. He could be coming to watch a Patriots game. Andrew Luck, out of the league, gone. Came as, yes, it was shocking news. For all you morons that say this is the most surprising news story in sports out there, kick rocks, dude. Like, that's the worst take of all time.
It's a horrible take.
It was a surprise, yes. You could say you saw it coming because every single year he had something different. Every single year he would just get, like, absolutely beaten down into the 50-yard line. But a week before, or a little under 2 weeks before the season starts, not the best time to do it. I guess Schefter ruined the whole thing. Did you hear how? He was Luck was supposed to tell the Colts after the game, and then they were going to do a press release on Saturday. Schefter tweeted it out, and then he kind of was like, "Oh, because of unforeseen changes, this is how the news came out." I'm like, "You were the unforeseen changes, dude. Like you leaked it so early."
I've seen
some because of
me.
Takes.
Yeah, I've seen some different takes though on that don't blame
the XFL
Schefter.
Take.
Well, no. That don't blame. I'm talking about Schefter right now. That some people don't blame him because that's his job. He's supposed to be coming out with the breaking news. If you have news and it's right in the palm of your hands, although you want to be respectful, I mean that's earth-shattering news that's going to get his name out there. He's got to put it out there. He's got to take the risk. You never know, too, within the Colts organization that he's been mulling it for a couple of weeks, and I'm sure something was said. And Jim, is it Isray? Is that
Irsay?
Irsay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Irsay. He could have leaked it to Schefter and said, get it out during the game, screw this guy. Because think about this. Andrew Luck, if you're the owner of the Colts and your star quarterback is mulling retirement and then during the preseason on the third game says, yeah, I'm retiring, that's it. How does that make you feel as an owner? You're like, now our season's done. Like, we don't even expect this guy to be in there. We couldn't prep for something like this. Now we have to start Jacoby Brissett, which I'll get into in a second. But it's like now we're stuck with a team. We're going to have to tank this season. So if I'm Jim Irsay, I would be pissed off. I would want to leak that information, tell Schefter to get it out now. I feel bad that he got booed. He shouldn't have gotten booed.
Yeah, that was reactionary.
Everyone, so bad by the Colts.
Well, the common take about that going around is like people were just like upset, so they booed him. Like, what? They didn't know what to think, and then like a week later, they're like, "Why'd I boo that guy?"
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
And Luck has been pure class his whole career. I refuse to believe that the Colts were unaware of this. Jim Irsay may act like that, but one of the two of these guys has a great trustable reputation, and one is known for being a total dirtbag.
I was gonna say one has a drug addiction.
Right. So I mean, I would default to anything Andrew Luck has to say about this, and I would trust that even if he's not saying stuff, I can assure you that he handled it professionally, just based on everything we've seen about him throughout his whole career. And based on everything we've seen from Jim Irsay, we can pretty safely assume that, yeah, he may have been a vengeful thing just to screw him, whatever. But yeah, go ahead.
How do we think Brissett's gonna do?
Not good. Like people. So here's the thing. He took over the team before and they went 4-12. Spike King. Well, they have a better team now. They weren't that good. Jacoby Brissett is probably not going to be a good quarterback. Well, Spike King, they could go 9-7. Look at all the quarterbacks that have come out of that Patriots system in the last 20 years that have gone somewhere. We've said this before. They're not that great. Like, people think Jacoby's going to ball out. He's going to be good. You don't know that. Plus, he's already had an injury history on top of it, too. Can he even last the entire season? Yeah, he's got some weapons. He's got a better O-line this year to protect him. But Jacoby Brissett is not Andrew Luck, okay?
I have a question.
No, he's definitely not Andrew Luck. But I honestly, I think that he'll do good enough. I think he can Matt Castle this team into the playoffs. Like,
all right, before that, I have a question with this. Say the Colts don't make the playoffs. Who's that? Because they were always projected to make the playoffs this year. Like, that was the preseason for generally everyone.
AFC title game.
What team's going to be the team that slides in instead of them? I have maybe the Jets. Like, as bad as it is, you have Lev Bell, a little spark in it. Sam Darnold, second year. You can catch fire whenever. I don't really expect them to, but I think they're the dark horse team. Simply because you face the Bills, not good. Dolphins stink. That's 4 wins probably there.
That's not the question you should be asking. The question should be the Colts were favored to win the division. Who wins the division now? That's what it should have been. So it's gonna.
I think the Colts still. I think the Colts still win the division.
That's a hot take.
That's not a hot take.
You think
Foles? That's 100% a hot take.
I don't think it's a hot take. They have by far the best roster and coach in that division, and yeah, they just lost their best player. But you've got a really good young offensive line. They've got a power running game, Marlon Mack. They've also got good change of pace back. Nyheim Hines is
chemistry
great.
Is the same.
One of the best. Right, but chemistry can improve. Just because it's not the same doesn't mean it's worse. Oftentimes, guys rally together in situations like this. I mean, it's like Matt Castle taking over the Pats or having no Brady and going 3-1 with, you know.
So you have the Colts. The Colts, you think, are better than the Texans?
Yeah, I don't think the Texans are anything special. I think Deshaun Watson is special.
They have weapons. They have Watson and Hopkins, and then they got Watt, Clowney, all them. They have big names.
But Watson has continued to get smashed every year of his career by poor protection in the O-line. And it's going to start taking
What about soon. Big Dick Nick, dude? Big Dick Nick down in Jacksonville, man. What about Vrabel?
I don't buy anything about Jacksonville. I think Tennessee finishes second in the division.
Well, if there's anyone I trust about football information, it would be Wes. All right, but let's get to the important part of the story.
Me?
No, I trust.
I knew that was right.
Yeah, I heard.
One thing I can hang on to.
So, going back to this take thing, this got me thinking, like, the whole internet thinking, like, what was the craziest sports stories of all time? Because this isn't it. I mean, off the top, these are sports stories that they were like a sideshow because they were like real life events. I'm at Penn State, obviously I talk about it. The whole Penn State thing.
My name's Tyler Miller, and I was
gonna say that's a bad thing. Yeah, it was tied to sports, but the bigger picture was the scandal, the like pedophilia and all that. That is way bigger than Luck retiring. Aaron Hernandez.
Could you go into more detail?
Aaron Hernandez murdering someone. That is way bigger of a sports story. Chris Benoit murdering someone.
That was big too. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many more. Like, not even these crazy ones. I have a whole list of these.
How about JPP blowing his hand off?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
July. Like, that's
how about here?
Like fun ones.
I've got a good one for you guys that I've also got an audio clip for. How about Golden Tate gets drunk and robs a donut store? Here. along with one of the funniest 911 calls, biggest 911 chirps I've ever heard.
The guy came in and stole my keys and then came in and stole a bunch of shit and left. Okay, now they're knocking on the back door. They're there now? Yes. Okay. Did you steal my keys? Yes. Yes, you did. And they're in your hand. How tall is he? Like maybe 5'8", 5'9". Okay. How do you go? Kind of average.
So not only is Golden Tate so drunk that he returns to the scene of the crime because he realizes he also stole the keys to the donut shop, but he gives them back, and the lady describes his body type as average.
Yikes. I also got. All right, these are ones that are just like they're not anything significant like those other three, but they're way more surprising. They're way more surprising than Andrew Luck retiring. I mean, not branching off retirement. Magic Johnson retiring, way crazier. He wasn't hurt. He just got AIDS. That's way crazier.
You got AIDS now.
Yeah, you got the AIDS. Family Guy.
How about Morris Claiborne scores a 4 on the Wonderlic test? Letting us know that one of the
D-Rose 2 years ago just didn't show up to a game. No excuse, no anything. No, he wasn't hurt. He just didn't show up. It's a home game. J.R. Smith threw a bowl of soup at his coach. What else do I got? I have Brittany Griner pays child support to another WNBA player.
How about Hope Solo beats up 2 minors?
Marco Fultz, number 1 overall pick, forgets how to play basketball. Delonte West gets with LeBron's mom. Like, none of these are as, all of these are way more shocking, exciting, like, emotion bringing out than Andrew Luck retiring. Laramie Tunsil, dude. His gas mask before the draft.
Tunsil. Yeah, what do you think
Power goes out in the Super Bowl. Vontae Davis retiring at halftime.
Probably Laramie.
Yeah. Dude, literally, the power went out at halftime of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The last 2 years. Vontae Davis retired as well at halftime of a Bills game. Just got in his car and left. Andrew Luck retiring is breaking news. It's significant news.
But out of all the stuff you just said, most of it, Andrew Luck is a big name compared to a lot of the things you said.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's big news, but it's not shocking at all. I mean, I wouldn't have expected him to play a double-digit amount of seasons. He's taken a beating.
Vontae Davis was at halftime.
That's a good one.
Like, the Bills stink. I'm driving home, and just left, like, pads on and everything.
Clemson cornerback Dwayne Coleman tells officers that there are no drugs in the vehicle politely, assures him they are all gone because he smoked them.
Hey, there are no drugs in the
hey, officer, I promise you, no drugs here.
Oh my god. My bad.
Great job.
Manti Te'o's girlfriend. That's another one. What are some other off the top crazy ones that I forgot about? Because I've been thinking about this all day.
Just even Tiger Woods, dude, and his whole situation.
Tiger Woods was bad. What are like some Eddie Guerrero dying?
Oh, how about Tony Parker sending nudes to Brent Barry's wife?
Matt Barnes and Derek Fisher's wife, dude.
There you go.
Brett Favre's penis.
Brett Favre's penis. Steve Nash's child, maybe being Jason Richardson's child.
There's way too many. Dwight Howard, dude. I think he's bi, but I don't know. Nobody saw that coming. I can promise you that. But I don't know, kind of branching more off of I don't know, like fun stuff. I mean, these are like fun stories. It's fantasy football season coming up. Ride the Wave Media. They are launching a fantasy football league. I don't think any of us are ready.
I don't even know what's going on.
No, Wes is the commissioner, correct.
Yeah, I'm the commissioner. I make all the rules and I take no suggestions.
What's the punishment?
Well, that's to be determined. So to start, we're gonna have multiple punishments for multiple levels of incompetency. Whoever finishes last is gonna have to give a donation to Best Buddies or a charity of their choice. And that'll either come from the pod or they'll have to throw money in. But there are plenty of other things that are punishment worthy. That those will kind of be revealed over the coming weeks.
So this isn't even like we're gonna play a fantasy football league. No one's gonna check. Blah blah blah. But it'll be fun. No, this is gonna be like content. Every week we're gonna
absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna recap every week.
Right? Yeah.
Every week I'm gonna recap what's happened. It's been set up to be very competitive, and I think it's gonna be a good.
I'm not in the league at all. I wanted to stay far away from it. I'm doing my own.
We can't have that kind of star power in our league.
No, but not only that, if anyone's not playing and I know that things are bad, I am going to blast them out of there. I am going to put them out there and say, like, are you fucking serious? Why are you not trying? Because, there'll be some people. There'll be Dan Shays out there that are like, I don't want to play this.
Dan Shay is going to take this too hard, dude. I know it.
And my number. So one of my biggest rules was no one cares about what's going on in your other leagues. That's just like.
Dude, my whole life, Julio.
Whoa, and speaking about fantasy football, a couple of things here. Number one, I have so many DMs that people come out and they're like, Spike King, what do you think about my team? What do you think of my team? First of all, I don't know how many people are in your league. I don't know the settings. I don't know the scoring. I don't know all this and that. So I do not give a shit about your fantasy football team. Number two, again, no one cares about your fantasy football teams. The only people that care is the people in your league. Yeah, you can have general discussions. Wow, Saquon Barkley is doing great this year. Wow, Alvin Kamara is doing great in PPR. There's general topics, but no one cares that you scored 100 points week 2, or no one cares that this one person carried you on the Monday Night Football game.
Lost by
no one gives a shit about your fantasy football teams. Seriously.
What's some of the best punishments you guys had in like leagues past, or like that you've heard of?
Well, I saw there was a good one today of they made the guy go play the recorder in the street till he got $20 in tips. That was pretty funny.
I saw one. It was like these guys lived in like Indianapolis, and I think they had to drive to St. Louis and back with like a GoPro, and you couldn't use the radio, you couldn't bring a phone, you couldn't bring anything. So it just, and then as soon as you got there,
mental workout.
As soon as you got there, you had to like touch something, like film it, and then immediately turn around and just like, it's not even staying the night, not even enjoying the city. You like go touch like a street lamp in St. Louis and then drive back in total silence.